Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Brian.
And welcome to
One of Us Not Show! We can't get that right to save our lives.
Never, ever going to happen.
Yeah, this is show 100. No, this is show 2.
Show 2?
It just feels like we've been doing this 100 times.
Because we live in Texas, so
yes. Dose.
You must be
show dose.
culturally sensitive.
Yes. Dosey show.
We have a lot to talk about this week.
Do we?
Brian still hasn't seen Batman vs. Superman.
Don't know what that is.
For that, I want to congratulate you.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
For not like buying.
I've seen Gotham and I've seen Smallville, and I assume that's what that movie's about, is the ratings between those two shows.
That's exactly what happened. Last week we bitched a lot, or I bitched a lot.
Yeah, you bitched a lot, and I made drunken jokes.
I bitched a lot.
Which seems to be a recurring dynamic.
I do have things to say that are not directly related.
You know what? Like, at this point, we're just beating a dead bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say something else and then realized it would be a huge spoiler.
Well, I feel like one of the big arguments going on right now, which makes me kind of shudder that it's even an argument, is should superhero movies be fun?
Once again, I feel like that is the argument of a studio that hasn't been paying attention to its competition for the last 8 years.
Oh no, but you know, that's the whole thing, is they go like, some of the articles I've been reading are saying like, oh, well, you're so immature that you expect to laugh during a superhero movie.
See, which is funny because we used to be so immature that we expected superhero movies. The fact that we expected them to exist was immature.
All that being said, I was curious...
Should be the name of the show, by the way.
Indeed. I'm curious to see today, there was a lot of stories going around here saying Suicide Squad, which as near as I can tell was totally done, is undergoing like $20 million reshoots to make it more fun. Yeah. Yeah.
The movie is called fucking Suicide Squad. Like, I'm sorry, like, in the realm of like caveat emptor, if the movie is fucking called Suicide Squad, although I will say this, the trailer for Suicide Squad seems 1,000 times more fun than anything in Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah, no, totally. And apparently there have been like admittances through the agency of people working in film that like, yeah, we just edited it to make it look that way.
Are you talking about Marvel's Agency of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Although that would be cool if it turned out there was a real Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that was existing throughout the whole thing, and that superheroes were real the whole time.
Twist.
But no. That it actually was mainly editing that made it look kind of funny in the trailer for Suicide Squad, and now DC is frantically going back with like $20 million worth of reshoots to add comedy to these characters. Now I get it. This is a darker like thing, you know, in some ways. But have you ever seen or read an adaptation of Suicide Squad? It's darker in the sense of being more violent. It is not darker in the sense of everybody being dead serious.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, the trailer uses Bohemian Rhapsody to kind of undercut the violence of the imagery that it's showing, which I thought was a really interesting juxtaposition.
Yeah.
And a lot of fun to watch. But you know what we didn't do at the top of the show, because this is only our second show, is let you know that we're live at Mr. Tramps in Austin, Texas.
Oh, sorry, yes. Hello.
Yes. And this is One of Us on Show, which is the live show version of a website called oneofus.net for all of your geeky podcast needs. Whatever you're into, we've got something for it. And now back to our regularly scheduled interrupting ourselves.
Yes. I'm actually interested in this argument, though, because there's no question that the Dark Knight films by Nolan did not focus on being funny or having, like, you know...
I thought Bane was hilarious because he was fucking with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that made me laugh.
So, I mean, let's face it, though, like, the one movie in the middle of those three films, which I think all three are pretty fucking good.
Okay.
That has real humor in it is the second one, and it's a very, you know, it's very graveyard humor.
The funniest part of that movie is the Joker burying a pencil in a guy's face and saying,
it's very graveyard humor.
Yes.
Yes, but it works because of Heath Ledger's extreme performance. And don't you think that in some ways it's kind of pathetic watching Batman versus Superman with, which I know you haven't seen yet, but...
I mean, it's pathetic that I haven't watched Batman versus Superman yet.
Watching Jesse Eisenberg being directed to... Can you be more like Heath Ledger, like as Lex Luthor?
Can you be Mark Zuckerberg as Lex Luthor?
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Yeah.
I really want to ask an expert on this.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like we need to get someone who is plugged into comic book cinematic universes who's actually worked on this shit.
Yeah, who knows something about that weird balance.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mr. Zack Snyder!
No, he's not here.
Zack Snyder! What?
Zack Snyder would never agree.
You told me Zack Snyder was going to be.
I said a lot of shit.
I have rotten eggs, I have tomatoes, I have leads for my car battery to attach to his testicles. You told me Zack Snyder was going to be here.
Well, I had to make sure you'd come this week.
That's true.
Yeah. And not just because of booze.
It's way past my bedtime.
Cargill, can we convince you to come to the stage?
Please? We're going to have to bring up the...
Has anyone ever had to put a lot of work into getting Cargill to come to the stage for something before?
Thank you for bringing your own chair. That's the high caliber of... No, you can just switch it on.
Yeah. Hold down the button there for a second until I'm green.
And then it explodes! Joke's on you. Here, hold it.
Finally.
Use it. Oh, there
it is.
The guess you get when you can't get Zack Snyder. Thanks for the amazing bucket.
Welcome.
Hey, come out, have a few drinks. Oh, hey, by the way, we're going to fucking Shanghai you and then compare you to Zack Snyder.
I would rather have you than Zack Snyder on stage with me any day.
And I agree. And
I understand he's a very wonderful man.
I mean that sexually as well.
Here's his political...
What?
Cargill's political... I work in the industry now, so I hear Zack Snyder's...
No, actually, we actually share friends in common, so...
Yeah? Okay.
They're basically Eskimo
they all
brothers.
say nice things.
They're industry Eskimo brothers.
When you come on stage, you kind of kick the guy in the nuts a couple of times. You kind of got to go, okay, you know what, I actually I have no reason to kick him in the nuts.
Honestly, I have the feeling that...
Except for Sucker Punch.
If I was that...
You're going to Sucker Punch him over Sucker Punch. Sure, that makes sense.
I feel like even if I met Zack Snyder and we were like, oh my god, we're like best friends now, I'd still have that moment.
You'd be all stepbrothers with him.
You'd be like...
No, I'd still have that moment of put the fucking squid back in the Watchmen!
Like, I don't agree with a lot of the decisions you made, but I can let it go. But Sucker Punch, I cannot let go.
Now,
I can't let it go.
For those of you here that don't know Cargo, which is no one because everyone here is like our friends, basically this is one step above having our mother show up to be the audience of a show. But
you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong at all.
It's just like, and we're gonna have a big guest on stage. It's cut. Yeah, of course.
We're having a big guest who rolled his way out of bed a block and a half from here.
I do actually live a block and a half.
I'm not kidding, guys. Cargill and I do a podcast called Junk Food Cinema, which is about less than credible movies that we love, as well as forgotten favorites. But Cargill also, the reason we wanted to bring him up is one of the co-writers on Marvel's upcoming Doctor Strange. So as we sit here and wax fanboy about sort of our perfect utopia of what we expect to see in comic book movies, I think you are someone we want to have weigh in on this topic for sure.
Yeah, so
you've actually been involved.
And going back to that, like, what do you think? Like I said, the question is to what degree does a superhero movie have to be fun, and what defines fun to be a successful superhero movie?
Well, I mean, that all depends on your goals, like what you're trying to get out of a particular comic book movie. Are you trying, are you looking for box office? Are you looking for making a great film? I read all that stuff today about Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is probably one of my most anticipated movies of the year, not just comic book movies, anticipated movies.
What are the two words that attract you to that movie?
David Ayer.
David Ayer, exactly. Absolutely.
The guy is cinema's modern Hemingway. He makes the...
That's strong.
Wow. Yeah.
He makes the manliest movies you have ever seen. Like, all of his films are like, hey, I'm going to make a movie that's manly without being misogynistic. That's what he does. He makes movies that are, if Lee Marvin was around today, Lee Marvin would be in David Ayer movie. He would be in his movies.
Agree 100%.
And so,
Yeah, like you did Training Day.
You did Training
It was
Day.
a great example. That Street Kings, which nobody saw, and was super fun.
Super fun. End of Watch.
Yeah, End of Watch, so good.
I just did Fury.
Fury,
which
yeah.
nobody saw, and it was so great.
And what do they all share in common?
Ride-alongs.
Well, it's
Seriously, that's the one common thread.
It's true.
But if you also look at the scripts that he wrote, because he was a screenwriter before he became a writer-director, he writes just these great, manly, awesome films that have a lot of depth to them, and characters, and it's about sacrifice, and it's about doing the right thing. There's moral, a real moral weight to his characters, and now he's doing a movie based on the one DC comic I loved as a kid, because I'm not a DC kid.
I'm not either. Other than Batman and Blue Devil.
If I'm going to go with,
Ryan's
what the fuck is Blue Devil?
Don't worry.
You don't know Blue Devil?
No. Don't even.
Is that the mascot of the DePaul University basketball team?
You only know because you were a Hollywood kid like I, who was also reading DC comics, who went, he's the ultimate Hollywood DC comic.
I thought Daredevil wore red.
Actually, I have a weird side story that I'll tell. I grew up very Catholic. My parents are very Catholic, and I grew up as a military brat, so I moved around a lot. But not only do you move around a lot, but everybody else in the military system moves around a lot. And so at our church, you would have a new priest every 2 or 3 years. And when I was a teenager and very much into comic books, our parish got a priest. I know you want to make the joke, but don't make the joke.
My lips are sealed.
I don't think anyone
our parish got this great priest named Father Jim, who was the projectionist at his rectory. He watched all the films that were sent to the rectory to see if they were appropriate to show to other priests. And he was a big comic book fan. So when, as you get to talking, as you do with your parishioners, you found out I was a big comic fan. He liked the idea of Marvel comics, but had never grown up reading them, and was a big DC fan. And I was a Marvel Comics fan, and so what we would do is we would trade comic books back and forth. So I would show up to church, and after Mass, my priest would come up with a stack of comic books and say, okay, you read these, and I would hand him a stack of comic books.
That's pretty cool.
And I think so.
I assume you handed him Daredevil.
No. In fact,
not Preacher?
No, that wasn't out of that.
At this point in time, this was some really great gritty Daredevil. This was like Typhoid Mary era.
Oh no, that was when Frank Miller was running.
Yeah. And so
perfect for a Catholic priest.
But mostly, I gave him some Daredevil, but mostly it was like, okay, here's X-Men. Here's why you need to love X-Men. Because X-Men was the world at that point in time. It was the best-selling comic in the world.
No question.
But the
Chris
one
Claremont was still writing it.
Yeah, but of all the Chris Claremont. We should have a long talk about Chris Claremont at some point.
Oh, and the ways he was right and the way he was wrong?
And the fact that he was doing something,
Brian's like, I don't know what's happening.
He was doing something
in the middle
30 years ago that nobody was doing. He had total control of the X-Men franchise.
Yeah.
And he kept hiring all of his female friends to write for the books.
Yeah.
He was the first guy in the industry to really give women a voice to comics that were doing really well. And so you end up with Chris Claremont and a bunch of really talented women writing, like Louise Simonson, writing...
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, writing X titles, and which is why the X-Men have some of the greatest female characters in all of comics. But moving past that, but one of the comics he gave me that I just fell in love with was Suicide Squad. And Suicide, I was just like, this is amazing. Like it was as gritty as DC got at the time, because especially at this point in time, DC didn't kill anybody.
No.
People talk about what the death of Superman meant, but what a lot of people leave out of talking about the death of Superman was that DC didn't kill its heroes at that point. Like when they killed Robin, that was a big deal. Like,
the death of Superman book was a genuinely good run.
We know Jason.
Shocking.
We know Jason Todd's death was impactful. You don't have to beat us over the head with it.
No, I'm still fucking dealing with it, Brian.
Hold on. Whoa. Let him have that. He just got an answer right. Just let him show that he knows something about comic books.
No, he crowbarred it in there, but I'll let him have it.
We'll let him have it.
Don't blow me up like that.
We'll let him have it. But yeah, no, Suicide Squad is just...
That was a pun for anyone who's actually read that book.
But the beauty of Suicide Squad, and for most people that don't know Suicide Squad was the place where they took all their C-list villains and gave them their own book. Like, these were not high-end, like, they're top-tier villains.
Okay, you've already said Lee Marvin, so make the movie equivalent of what that is. Because it's obviously...
The Dirty Dozen.
The Dirty Dozen.
Yeah, it is. It's the Dirty Dozen. But it's the Dirty Dozen if the people who are in the Dirty Dozen were all, like, the cast, if they were the characters from Mystery Men that showed up and got rejected for the Mystery Men. It was like Captain...
Wait, David Ayer directs The Waffler?
Yeah, except his name is Captain Boomerang. Like, the coolest guy... The coolest guy is...
Still loving it.
It's so bad.
The coolest guy in the Suicide Squad was a C-list Batman villain called Deadshot.
This much better than Crazy Quilt.
Yes!
I know this stuff. I'm back in the conversation.
What was happening right there in comics was that love of C-list characters and bringing them back and going with all these writers who were like going, shit, they won't let me have main characters, so I'm going to try and do something really neat with characters nobody cares about anymore.
Yeah.
And
like Mirror Master.
Everything that's going on right now is because of those writers. I mean, like, even Neil Gaiman's The Sandman, who existed before Neil Gaiman was like, and they're like, yeah, do whatever you want, we don't give a fuck.
No, they literally, it was the era of the creator, and they said, look, here's, pick a character from the Golden Age, and just do whatever you want with it. We don't care, we trust you.
Yeah.
And he went and he took a World War I era guy who ran around with a gun and a gas mask and turned him into Morpheus.
Yeah.
And did such an amazing job, and that was such a transformative time. But so Suicide Squad was such a great concept, and then giving David Ayer, carte blanche to go and make this like gritty, because what happened was there was actually a script by Justin, I don't know his last name now, but Justin, he's an Austinite now, a screenwriter, best known for writing a film that he does not like at all, called Street Fighter 2, Legend of Chun-Li.
Oh, wow, you didn't like that film?
Wait, was it Street Fighter 2 Legend of Chun-Li or Street Fighter 2 Legend of Chun-Li Tournament Edition? Because those are two very different movies.
It was Legend of Chun-Li. No, but he's got a new movie, he's still in the game, and he's still doing great stuff. He's got Jungle Book coming out.
Yeah, but actually that trailer looks pretty fucking good.
Well, he's a really talented guy. How we became friends was he read my review kind of tearing apart the movie, and he was really, there were a couple things I said in there that he had screamed about on set.
You're killing Brian right now.
I'm sorry. He's heard this story before.
I have heard the story before.
But no, it's like, because of the things I joked about and was really reaming the film on were things that he was screaming about on set, going, you can't do this. Why does a baby born in Ireland that is stolen and raised in Thailand have an Irish accent? It doesn't make any sense.
Also, I watched the trailer for the new Jungle Book, and Scarlett Johansson is the voice of Ka the Python. And I'm like, well, that makes sense, because who doesn't want to get a squeezer from Scarlett Johansson?
Actually,
that makes total
always
sense.
The voice of my penis in my head. So.
Well, that's weird.
So anyhow, but no. So he wrote that script, and then David Ayer came aboard. And of course, David Ayer's a writer, so he went and did rewrites. And Justin's been brought back a couple of times to work with him. But so they hammered something out. They had something that everybody was really proud of. And then, of course, everything has been changing in the industry. Movies that, last year was very much, everybody was like, we're tired of superhero movies. I have superhero movie fatigue. I don't want to watch superhero movies anymore.
I call bullshit on that.
Yeah, and then every time, you have to, because every time a superhero movie comes out, that's all they'll fucking talk about.
Deadpool just broke all records for a rated R film.
Yeah.
Something like $745 million.
Yeah, no, even Fox is like, we have no idea how that just happened.
Fox's basic stance on most things is we have no idea.
Yeah, true.
No, from everything I hear on Deadpool, it's exactly what happened with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, where the studio just got tired of being hassled with certain elements, and we're just like, here, take this, take your $30 million, go off and make your movie, the internet will shut up, we'll make our money back off that small of an investment, and we'll be fine. And then they watched the movie and said, wait, this is really good. How did that happen at Fox?
Yeah.
And it's like, because you guys weren't involved.
So Deadpool is basically the Shane Black concession, where it's just like, fuck, take your money and get out of our face.
Yeah, well, because what happened with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was, Joel Silver had made so much money for them with the Matrix movies that they were like, look, Shane Black hasn't written anything in a few years, he's never directed anything, but you believe in him. But here's $15 million, go make your little movie and give us another Matrix-like thing. And so nobody was involved, and then they went and saw, and they're like, oh my god, this movie's actually good.
Has anyone seen the trailer for The Nice Guys? Anybody?
Yeah, right.
Alright, so go Google the trailer for The Nice Guys. It's a new film written and directed by Shane Black that feels totally like his masterpiece, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but with Ryan Felipe and
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, sorry. Not Ryan Felipe. I think Ryan Felipe deserves another chance.
Yes.
But Ryan Gosling.
And Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't sing, it's going to be great.
Down and out detectives / enforcers in the 1970s dealing with a situation that gets way beyond them. And holy shit, it's my most anticipated
What
film.
does Shane Black know about action comedies? That's what I want to know.
Let's see.
Or Monster Squad.
I don't understand.
I feel like we've been talking about Shane all week.
A lot.
He only came up with Lethal fucking Weapon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, sorry, that was only like his invention. Alright, so I want to move on here for a second because the only movie coming out this past week was not Batman vs. Superman. There was this little movie by Jeff Nichols called Midnight Special.
When you wake up in the morning.
They actually play that song in the movie.
You saw it?
Yes, of course I saw it.
Wasn't that great or what?
It's amazing.
Okay. So here's the thing that always drives me crazy. Aliens aren't necessarily evil when they come down to Earth.
Have you seen a little documentary, I believe it was by Werner Herzog, called Independence Day? Because that film will refute everything you just said.
So anyway, as I was just saying...
If they come to Earth, they're going to take over Earth.
There are...
Just saying.
Any number of reasons to go see this film, not the least of which is Jeff Nichols, who made Mud, which is the beginning of the reconnaissance.
Yes.
And
of course, Take Shelter.
Yeah, and Take Shelter.
No, it's not the beginning of the reconnaissance. It's actually right in the...
It's in the crux of the reconnaissance.
It's in the middle of the early...
Right where the taint meets the right leg.
Because the beginning of the reconnaissance was the Lincoln Lawyer.
What? Okay, I'll hand you that.
Well,
yeah.
really?
No, I know. Yeah.
No, he's great in it.
No, he is.
I would give you Joe, sir. I would give you that Joe was the beginning of the
Joe actually happened after Mud, didn't it?
Right, but reconnaissance...
Wait, no, you guys are saying Joe, and Joe's not the movie you're thinking of.
Killer Joe.
Killer Joe,
yeah.
You're thinking of the
Nicolas Cage trying to have his own reconnaissance.
Which I'm sure
but doing a movie that was almost exactly
the Nicolas Cage is
Yes.
I'm sure there was a point with Joe they auditioned Matthew McConaughey for it, but it didn't happen.
Which, by the way, I hear the new Nicolas Cage movie with Elijah Wood is like classic Vampire's Kiss Cage, and I can't wait to see that movie.
Either.
Come on!
But I wanted to express that aliens aren't always evil. Midnight Special is an amazing...
Aliens are always evil.
Film
we gotta keep them out.
Why would you tell people that?
What?
We gotta build a wall around the Earth. Keep all the aliens out. It's gonna be huge.
I may be biased.
You're biased.
Look, 1 out of 10 people they anally probe really enjoy it.
And
just saying.
That number is a little offensive, sir. I find that very, very homophobic.
I just want
Even Christopher Walken was like, "Don't touch me there."
It's both homophobic and
Don't put it where it doesn't belong.
Throw in a little misogyny there, and you go full Trump, my friend.
I was doing a Trump impression, but I was trying to talk.
You can't do the same impression at the same time.
I'm sorry. It's my fault. I also realized.
Go back to Midnight Special.
Yeah. When you wake up in the morning. Wait, what are we doing? You want to see something really scary?
Put all that on my tab.
Alright, so I want to talk about a little bit, like, when people think about aliens on Earth films, they think about aliens being a bunch of dickheads on Earth as opposed to, like, aliens trying to work shit out and humans are a bunch of dickheads.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Coneheads.
Yeah.
You're saying this is the Coneheads all over again.
God damn it.
Enjoy that contour I painted in.
How hot was that Conehead daughter? I'm uncomfortable with how much I thought she was attractive.
So I put together a little list of the best
That cone is bigger than mine.
films about good aliens on Earth, because if you have to go with good aliens out there.
All right, everybody put your money out on the table to see how long it takes them to say the words E-N-T.
No, actually, I left that off the list.
How fucking dare you?
Because it's obvious.
See, it's the internet. It's the internet.
It's super
you have to put that there. You're obviously going to put that there because you're a cliche hack, and then how dare you not put that there? This
Because
is
if
the
you didn't
internet.
put it on there, the list is bullshit.
You don't mean
And if you
internet.
put it on there, the list is bullshit.
You don't mean internet, you mean
Internet.
being on a podcast with Cardinal.
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I do.
Being on a podcast with Carter is total bullshit. That's how you know your life is bottomed out.
Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true.
So the first up in the list is, of course, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I didn't see the first two.
We don't know that they're good because we don't see what happens after we meet them.
Well,
Next entry.
The first kind is just, I think something happened. The second kind is...
Are you describing his
shit, my
Catholic
ass hurts, but I didn't
Yes, you
see
are.
anything.
Yes, you are.
The
That's
third
not what the
kind
first kind is.
Is that not that?
First kind is the sighting of a UFO.
Yeah.
Second kind is sighting of aliens, and third kind is an actual encounter with aliens.
Were you singing the X-Files?
I am a well-rounded nerd, my friend.
Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind is kind of the definitive film about, like, hey, guess what? Aliens aren't here to hurt us.
What is a Spielberg?
Stop being paranoid. And certainly Midnight Special has been compared repeatedly to Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
To Sugarland Express.
Do you think that's not fair?
I think it's very unfair.
Okay.
I think comparing it to that is so wrong in several ways. Close Encounters of the Third Kind is a visually spectacular film about a very large event, and this is a very personal, small film about faith and belief and everyone's connection specifically to what's going on.
Okay.
And I mean, there's things involved that it's a science fiction film and the government gets involved in certain ways, but the emotions that
Hey, you know what? Maybe aliens aren't dickheads like every other film.
you forgot about it because the film, the theatrical version, is not a particularly great film.
The director's cut is an amazing film.
Okay,
Yeah.
I also have not heard you utter a timeless piece of cinema.
He's only mentioned 2 movies.
A true classic.
Oh, you mean
Mac and Me! Thank you, Joe! Mac and Me. Where is that
Kayla
on your
isn't
fucking
even
list?
here.
Any movie that proposes the idea that not only are aliens good and among us, but that children in wheelchairs should be thrown off of cliffs
And
is an amazing piece of cinema.
McDonald's cheeseburgers are just
You were talking to the proprietors of junk food cinema. Of course we're going to be behind the idea of a fast food chain becoming sentient and directing a film.
By the way, you guys should check out Junk Food Cinema.
What is that?
You're
It's every week on filmscorerejects.com.
Thank you. All right.
As somebody referred to us as Ragecast, that terrible movie podcast.
That terrible movie podcast. That's what we should. Oh my God, we just got a tagline for the show. That terrible movie podcast.
No, well the thing is they since they didn't capitalize anything or use any punctuation, I don't know if they're saying our podcast is terrible.
Or it's a
but we
podcast
talk
about terrible movies.
movies.
That's why it's a great tagline. Oh, anyway.
Look, I want to go back to The Abyss. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Where, like,
it's pretty
basically-
Hey, look, Trump. You need to use her
There's an
name,
abyss.
okay?
It's
She
huge.
has a name, treat her like a woman,
All
don't
right.
give her a terrible name.
Fine. My girlfriend's Scarlett Johansson.
I'm just saying,
So,
any woman who goes into the abyss should be punished. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, like the idea, like a film, the whole film, you have no idea you're even talking about aliens, and then you get to that, and then they're like,
oh, you mean like Crystal Skull?
And then they're like,
well, you don't know it's aliens, and then it turns out it's fucking aliens?
No, I don't like
and you're like, fuck this movie?
You know, if I meant that, I would have brought that up, because...
Yeah, I'm looking at you, James Cameron. By a drive-by on James Cameron. You come on this show and debate me. I don't know why I'm...
By the way, they just hired the writer of the Crystal Skull to work on the next Indiana Jones film. I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there.
Okay, no. I'm sorry. No, we cannot blame any of the writers that worked on that movie.
Says the screenwriter.
Says the just recently hired screenwriter for Indiana Jones 5.
I'm just saying, there's a little guy named George Lucas who is heavily involved, who also made 3 films of his own during that same era, all of which took big donkey balls and put them in our mouths for 2 hours.
That's a terrible way to refer to Natalie Portman.
You're not going to have any problem
everywhere.
Convincing me
hold on.
To launch a big pair of red sails for George Lucas and say, stay out of Hollywood.
Hold on, I'm getting into character. Hold on. I hate sand. It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere.
Which, by the way, nobody realized was the explanation for why Obi-Wan went to Tatooine to hide Luke.
Oh, I thought you were going to say...
You had no idea that that's why Luke is on Tatooine, but now you know that line carries weight.
No, I thought you were going to say that's what you don't know is what he's explaining is why no one actually has sex on a beach. Because sand is coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
Oh, no, I've tried it.
And it's not good,
It's not good.
You guys are getting sand on my shorts right
Somebody's
now.
getting sand right up their ass.
Yes.
No matter what position it is.
I'm going back to my
sand in the
list
ass.
of, like, good alien films. I'm going back to it, goddammit.
You do it.
With the man
you know what I love about you are trying to keep the show on track, and I think that is adorable.
It is. That's my job. That's what I do.
My job is to make sure it does not stay on track.
He's so on track. You guys brought me up to talk about what was going on with a movie, and we never actually got to talk about what was going on in the movie.
I knew what was happening.
Do they need to be fun? Yes. Okay. Moving on.
Yes. The man who fell to Earth, David Bowie,
soon.
an alien, was here the whole time, who was like, I'm just going to get a job and marry some chick, and then it all works out. That's actually not a terrible David Bowie, bro.
You're welcome, look at my package.
Oh, wait, when did David Bowie become Neil Diamond?
My package. I'm in this movie labyrinth.
I think
everywhere around the world.
Wait, what?
They're coming to America.
They're coming to America. I don't know what's happening. God damn it.
All right, let's go to The Iron Giant, arguably the greatest kind alien visiting Earth film ever made.
Superman.
And the film that DC wished they had as a Superman film.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's so good that finally, do you realize...
Think of a better Superman film than The Iron Giant.
Do you realize that it has never been released on Blu-ray until like 3 months from now or something?
That's crazy.
It was a box office failure.
Yeah.
And it was one of those films that took a lot of people to come around on and to fall in love with. It was
Vin Diesel still had to do toy commercials to supplement his income.
Warner Brothers actually, but here's a true Austin story. Warner Brothers was going to dump that film direct to video. And Vin Diesel was a big fan of Ain't It Cool News and wrote to Harry and said, look, I really want to show you this film that I worked on. We're really proud of it. And the studio's going to dump it. We would love if you could write a piece on it if you like it. And so Vin Diesel brought Iron Giant to Austin. Harry watched it, fell in love with it, and wrote about it on the site. He saw to it that Drew McWeeny saw it. He wrote about it on the site, and all of a sudden Warner Brothers like, oh shit. This website is writing about this movie, we better release it. And so they just kind of dumped it in August. And it didn't do well, and they go, see, we were right. And now here we are, some 17 years later, it gets played all day, back to back, on like TNT. as a Thanksgiving Day movie.
It's the Christmas story of Thanksgiving.
People have fallen in love with this movie. All you have to do is go, Superman. Everyone's like, oh, I fucking love the Iron
No,
Giant.
I just cried. A single tear came out right there.
It's impossible to watch that movie from beginning
My
to end and
downstairs
not
parts
cry.
are crying.
Like, it's just not. And so...
Really?
Yeah. I love that movie.
You're sperming?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to be fucking vulgar, Chris.
Sorry.
Lord.
You ruined the film for me. Right there! Right there!
I am Groot.
A single tear came out of your penis.
Yeah.
It's over.
But here's the thing, is that Vin Diesel had 2 movies at the time that he was fighting for, personally, to get out there because he believed in it.
Wait. What year is this?
This is 1999.
So the first one was obviously Iron Giant, and the other one is 1999? That would have been pre-Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
So it would have been...
Very early in his
Oh, no, this is going to vex me.
It is.
This is going to vex me.
Because it did not come out in 99, it came out in 2000.
Oh, is it... Oh, then it's Pitch Black.
Yes.
So good.
I know my Vin Diesel movies!
Yeah.
I don't know French New Wave, I don't fucking know anything about James Cameron, but I know my goddamn Vin Diesel
You don't
movies.
know the Dumb Toasted, you don't know the French New Wave. Okay.
Both films were going to be dumped, and Vin Diesel fought for them. And Vin Diesel has the career he has because he fought for them and believed in the internet before other people did.
Yeah.
And he used the internet to his advantage and became a star by attaching himself to really good work early on and then fighting for it to get noticed. So Vin Diesel gets all the respect in the world for fighting for Iron Giant and Pitch Black, and deserves his up-teen million fucking Fast and the Furious movies.
Which may explain, and this is not a joke, which may explain that now in his contract for the Fast and Furious movies, and guys, I stress this is not a joke.
It's not a joke.
There is a clause in his contract that says he cannot lose in a fight in any of the Fast and Furious movies. I'm not kidding.
Wait, seriously?
Yes, if you watch his fight with The Rock in Fast 5, neither one of them actually win that fight. Because they both had clauses in their goddamn contract that said we can't lose in fights in this franchise.
Yeah, it's like the WWF in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, wait, how do we do this? We'll have a guy come in and hit him with a chair, and then so nobody
Vin Diesel
actually
is
loses.
I am Groot and I am a real American.
I think that's a huge mistake. I think that you're not going to build real drama until Vin Diesel gets his ass kicked by a chair.
Wait, we're 7 movies in, and
Real
it's
drama.
still fucking good.
You understand that to get real drama they had to kill Paul Walker? For real? Those movies do not have real drama.
Are you building a new conspiracy?
The only way they could actually develop... No, I'm serious. The only way those movies...
They killed Paul Walker.
They killed Paul Walker.
To make sure they had
legit
more
real life
fantastic-
because that's the only way they could have drama.
James
Vin
Wan's
Diesel's wedding. No, Vin Diesel's wedding
You heard it here
in that
first,
same movie, he is wearing a white beater and white jeans to his own fucking wedding.
Waiter, can we get some tinfoil? I need to make a hat.
Guys, they killed Paul Walker
All right.
so that those movies would have drama.
So I'm move on to the next
You guys are
film.
getting sued.
Which
Oh,
is,
yeah.
I'll move on to the next film. Which
Thank God only our moms are listening to this
Right,
show.
we're talking about a John Carpenter film.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Starman.
Oh.
No, really?
Oh, you were like friendly alien movies, The Thing. Fuck off.
Oh, The Thing, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about the thing.
It's friendly.
I'm talking about friendly alien.
Unless you're a dog.
Yeah, no, it's friendly in the sense it wants to be just like you.
That movie, The Thing is friendly, yeah, because it wants to be just, it's friendly unless you're a dog. I mean, that movie's like Bow Auschwitz.
Yeah, but this is like John Carpenter's Jeff Bridges in the lead role.
Yeah, it's the movie that everyone forgets John Carpenter made.
It is.
Truth.
But it was still pretty good.
That and Memoirs of the Invisible Man.
Look, because we enjoy more movies where aliens are just killing everybody.
By the way, I love this new format where you work hard on a list, and this is a great list, and all we do is shit all over.
I'm actually kind of enjoying that.
This is a great format. This is like a Friars Club roast where the roastee brings the material for the roast.
Well, as this goes along, I realize I'm going to
He
have to
made
do
a
less
list
and
about
less
Matt
work.
and me. What are you going to expect?
Yeah, man.
Because that's not a
What did
real
you deliberately
movie.
leave off?
That was
You deliberately left off fucking E.T. The greatest
that was a big
alien
fail.
of
That
all
was a
time.
big fail.
Anyone want to hear us talk about E.T.?
You know what? If they do, I'll be right here.
What? Someone said yes?
No.
K-Pax.
K-Pax.
Actually, I left K-Pax off this list only because I never saw it.
My favorite motion.
Shut the fuck up, my favorite Martian.
Okay, what's next?
My favorite Martian is no one's favorite Martian. Fuck you.
I put Cocoon on the list.
Not Cocoon 2?
No, I've never seen Cocoon 2. But basically,
how do you do any movie podcast whatsoever with the number of movies you've just mentioned?
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you get does your heart flutter a little bit anytime you see Viagra commercials? Because if it does, I totally understand Cocoon being on this list.
No, it doesn't.
If not, don't get it.
He
Don't
just
get
did
it
that
at
not
all.
seeing a movie with the goot.
That's true.
It doesn't flutter. I'm all.
How do you know how to
Look at
I'm hyper familiar with the product. I'm 46.
Look
I'm very sick.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably haven't seen Don't Tell Her It's Me.
Or The Boyfriend School, its alternate title.
I don't know anything you just said. Thank God you guys have your own podcast to talk about obscure shit like that.
You don't know The Boyfriend School?
No.
You don't, or its alternate title, Don't Tell Her It's Me.
No.
You didn't watch the first Short Circuit and jerk off like the rest of us?
God damn it.
Or the second Short Circuit, jerk off like the rest of us.
All right.
Oh God, now there's many ones!
We're running towards the end of the show where we have a special prize to give out this week.
You know what's crazy? We have a segment called The Most Terrible Prize Ever, which goes out to someone who has the best comment ever, but I feel like we should win for being the most terrible show ever.
I think so.
This is a pretty bad show.
This is pretty terrible.
Worst guest star ever.
You know,
Alright, so...
you know what I want to do? Can I do a trivia question for this one?
I feel like an episode of SVU where they bring in Paul.
I have a good thing, goddammit. I prepared something.
Someone get me a rape kit.
Because the kids love Paul Lynn.
What the fuck is Ice T doing here?
Oh, that joke's not going to play to anybody, but it's killing me.
Thank God that everyone who listens to this watches Hollywood Squares.
It's not as bad as Ed Wynn being on CSI. The same and everywhere, don't you know? So what the fuck was I doing? Oh yeah, we're gonna give away a terrible prize.
Wait, was that your list? What? Is there nothing left on the
We
list?
didn't let him get to the end of the list.
Get to the end of the list.
I skipped past stuff. Look, I got
to
an
the
hour.
list.
I got an hour. That's all I have. I gotta do the best I can.
You know what? From now on, can we end every show with random actor on random show?
I think that sounds
Because
good.
that would be absolutely outstanding. So yes, I have a trivia question for this week's winner for most terrible prize ever. And so if you know the answer to the question, just throw your hand up. But this is going to be probably pretty easy, but there's like 6 people here, so somebody's got to win. So James Cameron got his start directing the sequel to what horror... Cargill, no! Directing the sequel to what 80s horror film? Cargill, sit the fuck down.
Cargill, like you
Space.
No, that is not correct.
Cargill, like you don't have enough useless swag already.
What do you got?
Piranha 3D, right?
Wait,
Piranha
what?
3 or Piranha 2 or something.
Piranha 2, that's the right answer! Piranha 2, the spawning.
Is actually the incorrect answer to the question you asked, which was...
Cargill, no one's gonna win if I'm that specific. No one's gonna. There's 6 people here. Come on.
I was gonna go with...
You have just won a pair of sunglasses with a shredder helmet surrounding it.
You also called Piranha an 80s movie.
Is it not? The first
Piranha 2 is an 80s movie.
Didn't Piranha come out in 1980?
Isn't it 79?
I don't fucking know.
Same year as
Alright, so here's our winner.
Yes. Hey, what's your
name? Geronimo.
Of course it is. Geronimo, you have just won a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pair of sunglasses with a shredder helmet around it.
Aren't you excited?
I am. Actually, I am.
Basically, worst prize ever is shit I didn't want for my loot crate, so congratulations.
And just to make the point, he was actually fired off Piranha 2, but they kept his name on it.
Geronimo?
Geronimo was
You
fired off.
were fired off of Piranha 2? How did you fuck
Seriously?
Piranha 2?
I thought he was being serious. I was like, wait, we got a real interview here.
I have just been informed by the judge that Piranha came out in 1978.
Oh my god, a One of Us Not Show exclusive, everybody. Amazing, 1978, very good. Thanks, Jess.
I'm stunned at what just happened.
Yes, Geronimo,
Stunned.
thank you so much for coming and answering that question semi-correctly.
How'd you know you can?
I mean, look at him.
Because look at those sunglasses he got.
Alright,
He
so
can wear those at night.
I have
So
one
he can.
I have one last story here. DC Comics and Jeff Johns has announced that they're going to reveal the identity of who the Joker actually is.
Joker.
As a person.
It's Joker.
No, it's not Joker.
Oh, okay.
His name's Martha.
Yeah. His name's not Martha. Although it'd be really funny if everyone was
His
named
name
Martha
is
now
Jack.
in the DC universe.
I've seen the Tim Burton movie. Jack killed Batman's parents.
There's I haven't actually read the book, but there's a Justice League run by Jeff Johns where Batman has access to the ultimate computer. Then he goes, "Who killed my parents?" And it's like Joe Chill, and he's like, "Yeah, I know that." So who is the Joker? And so then they don't show you what he heard, and he goes, "No, that's impossible.
It's JFK.
So they're going to announce who it is. I'm curious to know what our panel here thinks the actual guy who the Batman clearly knows who that person is.
Yeah. I know who it is.
Yeah.
If Batman says it's impossible and Batman is the smartest man in the world,
yeah,
the Joker is Jason Todd.
Also, I love that Cargill holds the mic like he's at a rap battle. I'm gonna drop some knowledge on you right now.
I'm gonna require you right now to rap about that.
So here is.
I'm gonna pull it out. Pull it out.
So who killed Jason Todd?
Revealing the Joker and oh my God, stepping into the spotlight is Jason Todd. What? Yes. Jason Todd was under the Red Hood.
Jason Todd.
Yes.
No. Jason Todd was killed by the Joker.
Right.
But he is the Joker.
Wow.
That's impossible.
Did you just incept us? I feel like you just incepted us. Oh no. Oh, are you dropping a beat for a rap battle?
Maybe I am.
Look out! All these Robins. Fucking Joker keeps on knocking them off, yo. I got nothing. Why are you doing this to me? I was not prepared for this.
Because exactly that.
Can you not?
Jason Todd, yo, he was Robin and Batman. Yeah, he was throbbing for his Robin.
That's not
I
bad.
got nothing.
That's not bad. Yeah, his name was Jason. He was the worst Robin since Dick Grayson. He got knocked out by Joker's crowbar. But if that's not enough, you can. Why are you doing this to me? I can't finish a line.
Yeah, I think it's self-evident why I'm doing this to you.
You asked two of the whitest guys you know to try to drop a beat.
No, they asked us to rhyme. He's got the beat
Right there, but we're still terrible at this.
But see, we're so white we think dropping a rhyme is dropping a beat.
That's true.
So, Zack Snyder laid some knowledge on you, yo, and then you said, wow, this blows. Maybe it's time for you to go back to what Marvel said, and then I have nothing, I'm sorry. I'm bad at this too. I mean, nothing. Yes.
Zack Snyder, he was insider like a night rider.
Yeah.
I got no other rhymes for Snyder. I'm sure
Mark
that
Wahlberg
also.
was the tits in the fighter!
I like that.
That's all I got.
That actually came together, real there. I'm pretty sure that was exactly what we were looking for.
That's true.
I'm sorry, I will stop challenging us to freestyle rap.
Bring in the pain, more than Jonathan Crane. I'm gonna spit into your ear and fill your mind with fear. You really cut me off now?
I did.
I was flowing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like Mom's spaghetti.
Like Mom's spaghetti. Have the name, like Mom's spaghetti, have the name Martha at the ready. What?
I'm actually
I can't drop the mic because it'll just go on my dick.
reasonably sure that brings us to the end of this episode.
Oh, thank God. One of us does show. One of us.
Your ears are so sexy.
Oh. What is happening right now?
I thought this was the whole thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for coming out, all 6 of you and the 3 disinterested people in the back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people!
7 is the loneliest number.
Look, you guys come out. You can win prizes.
You can totally win prizes. They are terrible prizes, but then again, we are terrible people. So it kind of makes sense a little
Yeah,
bit.
we didn't actually get to the end of any of the things you brought up. It's amazing.
Nothing. I ruined the whole
But
thing.
we have invented a new segment of adding random celebrities into random TV shows.
True.
Because now that you've mentioned Batman and Jack Nicholson, I kind of want to put Jack Palance into some random sitcom. I just don't know which one.
Tango.
I think he should be on Punky Brewster. I think now that the commandant from Police Academy, who was also the uncle from Punky Brewster, is dead, he should be the new Punky
No.
Brewster.
He should be Punky Brewster's best friend from school.
Punky, get in that refrigerator. It's funny to me.
God, why do I know that fucking episode?
Because you're a dork. Such a dork.
God damn it, that's an actual episode of Punky Brewster.
It is an actual episode of Punky Brewster.
God damn it.
If you hadn't said that, people would be like, I don't know what he's talking about. Now there's a frame of reference.
There's part of me that goes, how are we even friends with this guy? But the other part goes, of course we're friends with this guy. He's the only guy who's like us.
We hate each other, but we're the only people that speak each other's language.
Much like Batman, Superman, and a very disinterested public.
Well, both of our mothers are named Martha.
That's true. And neither one can stand either of us. So.
Yeah.
True. So thanks to your mom, Martha.
Yes.
Oh, well, you know, she
Please thank Martha
dropped
Cargill
her
for it.
pearls in slow motion on the pavement, but she's picking them up slowly.
Is that a sexual euphemism?
What
I feel like
do
it is.
you think about Batman recently?
I think this is the end of the show.
I think I want to keep
No,
working
no,
with
no. I will say,
movies.
I will just say this.
Oh.
As a guy
Yeah.
who works for Marvel,
Lay down the beat.
Yeah.
No, you know, it's considering what I've spent the last year doing.
Keep going. Sorry.
Considering what I've spent the last year doing and who I work for, it's really not fair for me to spend too much time dogging on anything that I'm not madly in love with. I'm not madly in love with it.
AKA it sucks. Which is the most diplomatic way in the world of saying it sucks.
So you saw it.
I did see it.
Okay, so it sucked, right?
He's not going to say that.
Is that what you're saying?
Allow me to be
look.
the anger translator for this Cargill Obama. Okay.
Translate.
What the fuck was up with that movie?
Is saying, what the? Seriously? What the? I could have done it better.
No.
Batman kills a guy. Are you serious with this shit?
Are
you serious?
I'm gonna give you right now, Cargill.
I will
Could have
say.
done it better.
I will say you're nailing it. Like that when Batman shoots a particular character in the movie.
Yeah.
That really bothered me.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. No, it's not.
Come at me, Broel.
Like I said, you know what? What I will say, I'm not a fan. I really want to love it. I cannot wait for Suicide Squad, but this movie in particular, it did not work for me on many levels.
Okay.
I want my money back.
And I don't think it's. I'm just put in a weird position because when you saw the negative reviews come out for this movie, you know there were forums all over the place going, "Oh, Marvel has paid off the critics."
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, which
I'm
is
still waiting for that
having
check.
been a critic,
Still
and
waiting
having
for that
worked for
check.
Marvel, neither of those things would ever happen.
No one has ever paid a critic ever, as near as I can tell.
Especially not Ariana Huffington.
Oh no!
Boom,
no,
boom,
no,
boom.
Critics are bought through with access,
Yeah.
and not through. You don't win a critic through by sending him a paycheck. What you do is say, "Oh hey, we shot this movie out here on an island in the Pacific, and we're having a cast here, and we would love to pay for you to fly first class out to the island,
But be
to hang out
wary.
with the cast for 3 days."
If that filmmaker is Dana Lindelof, do not fly out to that island. Do not.
I'm totally
Do
doing
not
that.
fucking fly out to that
I'm
island.
doing
It will be
it. I'm
very
doing
unsatisfying
that.
for you in the end.
I want this little monster. I want it. I want it.
But what I
You
will
lost, my friend.
But to the point, I really love who I work with. I love working at Marvel, and I don't want to, in any way, shape, or form, make it seem like there is anything untoward with DC. So I didn't care for the film, so I'm not really talking about.
If I may translate. If I may translate for Cargill.
I was waiting for this.
Superman's real kryptonite is Zack Snyder.
Is that mic drop?
That's Well, I don't want to.
You know what?
The thing was very nice to us on the break their microphone.
Except that I like Man of Steel. I'm one of the guys that liked Man of Steel.
See, I was all in your corner, and then you said that.
Yeah.
I'm so close.
I'm sorry, dude. I really like Man of Steel.
Yes, I love Superman asking for forgiveness for a preacher for a religion of a planet he doesn't belong to. Sorry, what were you saying?
Nothing. I was saying nothing. I was listening to you in awe. I was sitting here going like,
Superman should not give a fuck what a preacher on Earth thinks about him.
I'm flavor-flaving you right now.
Superman is good to everyone and cares about everyone and cares about their.
How does that really? You know what?
Tell me how it is.
I'm not ending another show talking about Batman and Superman. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
We're not talking about Batman and Superman. We were just talking about Man of Steel.
It's full of shit. Come on.
No, we're not doing it.
Superman's not a guy.
I hate Superman. Fuck you, Superman.
Yeah.
I never got into feed pajamas when I was 4, and I'm still bitter about it because I was a kid.
Shine your light on.
It's fine. It's fine. But you better not complain, boy. You get in trouble with the man. That's how we're ending the show.
I was just having we're ending the show.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Tramps.
Thank you, Mr. Tramps. We'll be back again next Thursday with another live show. Thank you for
and another shitty guest.
Probably Cargill again.
Probably Cargill again.
Please come back.
Please come back. We beg you.
Please, we have no show.
I commit to nothing. Nothing.
Oh, that's
I even paid for these drinks. Damn it.
Yay! Best guest ever.
We've been paid off. Marvel forever.
Marvel's the best. He did not have to buy me a drink to say that.
No, but it helps. Yeah.
I know. We were putting it on the spot a bit, but I knew we wouldn't expect you to take it to the like.
Not you mentioned Renaissance and Friendly Alien Movies was the Alfredo context.
Oh shit, we didn't.
Because he didn't get down the list.
We didn't let him get down the list. We didn't he would like say a movie. We were just like, we're gonna interrupt you with jokes.
Sure thing.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys. You got a good one.
Indeed.
Dude, seriously, that Paul Lynn bit killed me. I could tell it was.
Wait, Paul Lynn or Ed Wynn? Because I get them confused.
Paul Lynn on SVU was just it fucking killed me.
No, you're not a foreigner. Don't.
Jack Palance as Grandpa Montel.